jibe fun sucker when their mother speaks. I suspect there are a few people out there thinking that our team are fun suckers. When I was young, we lived in Darwin. This was in the early 1970s, and as children we'd pile into the back of a ute, 5 and 6 at a time, for the 60-odd K trip down to Berry Springs. It was normal. It was fine. We did it numerous times, and nobody got hurt. The driver was a well-educated person who puffed on a cigarette or two on the drive, enjoyed a Darwin stubby or 3 at the destination, before piling back into the ute and veering down the track on a road that didn't have a curve in it. It was normal. It was fine. Nobody got hurt. The media may have sensationalised a couple of people going through the windscreen, or some bloody fun-sucking do-gooder talked about seatbelts. But frankly, we thought that was for whims. Through a 2014 lens, that behaviour seems irresponsible, even primitive. The proposition here today is that young people don't know how to drink. We as representatives of the older and more world-weary are here to say that young people do not know how to drink. Those opposite have the task of arguing for the improbable and the unlikely. That's probably why they brought in professional debaters. A recent report by the ANCD revealed that almost 1 in 8 deaths of people aged 25 and under are due to alcohol. 60% of all police attendances involve alcohol. 1 in 5 hospitalisations of people under 25 are due to alcohol. 20% of Australians drink at levels that put them at lifetime risk of harm. And almost 2/3 of 18 to 29-year-olds, at least on some occasions, drink specifically to get drunk. Remembering the proposition that we're here to say that young people don't know how to drink, let me just repeat 2 of those stats. 1 in 5 hospitalisations of people under 25 is due to alcohol. That doesn't sound like people that know what they're doing. Almost 2/3 of people 18 to 29 drink specifically to get drunk, at least on some occasions. And I can almost hear it now. He is a fun sucker. What's wrong with getting drunk? I've done it numerous times and nobody gets hurt. Reflecting the old Australian adage, she'll be right, mate. Just like me in the back of the ute. So what's wrong with getting drunk anyway? Drinking to intoxication or being drunk is a major cause of short-term alcohol-related injury and illness. Despite this, some people think that alcoholism and alcohol dependence are the most serious harms associated with alcohol. That's wrong. The reality is that excessive single-occasion drinking produces far greater and more wide-reaching harms on health, safety, well-being of individuals and communities. The most common cause of death related to intoxication among Australian males is road crash injury. Other injuries, particularly those resulting from violence involving alcohol, are also a major contributor to the number of deaths. In terms of drinking, I'm not a prohibitionist, any more than someone who advocates for speed limits is against car driving. We say that it's fine to drive a car, and even in certain situations it's fine to drive them quite quickly. But there's a limit, because it's dangerous, and that is mostly accepted. Now, I don't say that that limit will solve all the problems, but it will reduce harm. Fast forward 40 years from now, and I suspect we'll look back at a culture of drinking to get drunk in the same way we think about a driver with 6 kids in the back of a ute, herring down the highway at 120 clicks. 4 tips for those young people who don't know how to drink. Cultivate taste. Choose quality rather than quantity. 2. Eat food while you drink. Many cultures consume alcohol with food to prevent various problems. 3. On a big night out, try to limit it to no more than 4 to 6 standard drinks. The relative risk of injuries, other than by motor vehicles, is doubled after 3 drinks. Use alcohol carefully in connection with other drugs. Provocatively, perhaps, I would suggest that frequent episodes of intoxication should be regarded as a drinking problem. The vast majority of Australians grow up in a culture where alcohol plays a central role in every aspect of formal and social events. As adult Australians, we celebrate, commiserate, and mark our social occasions as significant through the use of alcohol. The drinking culture is reflected in the positioning of alcohol, even drinking heavily, as normal. and moderated or not drinking as deviant. Think of your reaction when I said 4 to 6 drinks. If you are drinking to get drunk, as 2/3 of young people intend to do, at least on some occasions, I contend that you don't know how to drink, and a she'll be right mate attitude will one day be judged as primitive. Thank you.